everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing another ASMR video. The last ASMR video I did started picking up on some views in the past couple days, so I thought might as well just continue with the ASMR theme and do another one. I really enjoy ASMR myself, and I enjoy recording and filming ASMR as well. It's a different kind of creativity that it takes to make an ASMR video. So today in this video, I'm going to be going over and just kind of doing a show and tell of all the guitars that I have in my possession right now. Half of these guitars are mine, and half of them are my friend Adrian's. I mentioned him on this channel before. We're good friends, and we're in a band, Nautilus versus Pangolin. You can go ahead and check us out if you haven't already. But he paid me to go ahead and set them up and change the strings on the guitars. So I have that task ahead of me, but I thought might as well make a video and show them off a bit, along with my guitars and other stringed instruments, as you can see. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Swoosh. Chick. Ding. Okay, so for this video, I don't have any kind of like layout or script or anything. I'm just gonna go through and show all the guitars that I have with me right now, and I'll tell a story about the background of, that guitar, what it means to me, stories I've had with it, maybe show some pictures that I have with that guitar, because some of these I've had for a very, very long time, and yeah, maybe just the company too, if I know anything about the company. So yeah, without further ado, well, I already said this, let's just get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna go over this first one right here. This isn't a guitar, but this is a camera lens, by the way. I was holding to prop it up. But I'll try to whisper and kind of not whisper throughout this video. But this ukulele is a Kahala. I think that's a pretty standard ukulele. It's nothing like unique, really. The only thing that's unique about this one is that my dad got it when he went to Hawaii. It's a good ukulele. I enjoy it. It feels good. But yeah, I feel like this is a brand you can get like at any, or not any guitar shop, but like if you look online, it's nothing like specific to Hawaii or anything. It's just one that you can buy, and I enjoy it. It works whenever I play it. It feels good. It's sturdy. It looks good too. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and make some sounds with this and just shut up for a little bit. I also wanted to say I'm not going to be playing these instruments. I know in some other ASMR videos with guitars and stuff, people will play the instruments or do something, and I really don't enjoy that, so I'm not going to do that here. So yeah, I'll just get to making some sounds with this for a minute. This isn't scratching the wood, by the way. It's just making some noises. It's very, very light. I'm scratching it very, very lightly. I've had this ukulele for a while now. I think since I was maybe in middle school or something. The reason my dad went to Hawaii is because we have family over there, and one of my uncles was getting married. I wasn't able to go because it was in like October, and I had school. I was in high school, I believe. Maybe middle school, but I think it was high school. I'm trying not to tap it too loud, I know. I have this mic I like how there's different sounds for different parts of this instrument. Like the body is real deep because it's hollow. And then the neck is very light and thin because it is solid. When I look back, I'm just checking the levels and making sure I'm not clipping or nothing sounds uneven. I used to have another YouTube channel. I think some of my longtime friends know about it, and I would do guitar related videos as well, but they were very, 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 very amateur. I was in middle school and I was recording with my Sidekick phone, which I actually have in the desk behind me. But yeah, the audio quality was bad, and I actually started doing YouTube ASMR videos with that phone and camera too. But I got embarrassed. I feel like a lot of people get embarrassed when they first started, especially when ASMR wasn't a thing. Like I said, I was in middle school. That was 2009. So that was a long time ago. ASMR was still catching some attention. Okay, I'm gonna put this one away. So, this instrument I know a lot of people are very familiar with and probably know me best for playing this one. This is my NS Design Wave Radius bass. So this bass guitar is not so heavy, but when I'm holding it up, it can be a bit heavy. There is another YouTuber, I think his name's Michael, and he did a ASMR video with his bass guitar, and that one is a solid video. I'm gonna try to take some inspiration from his video to use for this because, yeah, it was really good. This is the back of the bass. The strings go through here. You kind of string this bass a little bit different than your average bass, but I actually really, really think it makes a lot of sense and works very well. Oh, I just noticed there's different tapping sounds. Up here is really light and dicky, but down here is really low and bassy. Let me know if y'all like low and bassy tapping or high and dicky tapping. That's the cover plate, which I have a sticker by my friend Jasmine. Her Instagram is Jammed Goods. Please go buy her art and check it out. She's an amazing artist. that side to show off this bass because it very much is a versatile instrument, which it's advertised for, but like I said, there was no videos at the time showing off its metal and rock capabilities. Okay, I'll go ahead and put this one away. This is a Strandberg Bowden, just a Strandberg Bowden, standard 7-string. This is the cheapest model in the Strandberg lineup right now. Like I said, I was first introduced to Strandberg through their Bowden OS. I had gotten one a while back, and it was excellent. But I decided that I wanted a 7-string Strandberg, so I got rid of that one and got this one. Now, what's different about all the other Strandberg models and the standard 7, besides the cheaper price point, is that this one is actually a solid body, and most Strandbergs are chambered right here in this area. And what chambered means is it's kind of hollow inside. And I have a semi-hollow Telecaster right now, so I wanted something solid, a solid body guitar, just to have a variety of sounds and instruments, right? Now, one of the coolest things about Strandberg is the pendant interior neck, which is like a trapezoid shape. Everyone is outside around me right now, so I have to like be careful with the noises they're making. Anyways, the trapezoid shape of the neck, which is supposed to be better for ergonomics, it's supposed to follow your thumb down the neck as you play. Something that's very cool too about headless instruments is their tuning systems are all different and very unique to the brand. Strandberg has their own tuning systems down here and on the very, very top. Well, you don't tune at the top, you tune at the bottom, but you lock the strings in at the top. As I mentioned earlier, these guitars are, or the other guitars are chambered, and so was the very first Strandberg I had. It was chambered. And one time when I was in Austin, I was gonna get it looked at because I think I was getting some buzzing, some fret buzzing, so I had to get. Actually, I had to end up sending it back to Strandberg for them to fix it, but that's not the story. The story is I took it to a tech at Guitar Center in North Austin, and he was like, I told him the body was chambered, just small talk, and he was like, oh, like, do you know the difference, or the difference, what does the chamber do? And I was like, oh, I think it like makes the tone maybe a little bit warmer. I know for sure, it makes the weight a little bit, takes off the weight. It takes some weight off the instrument, but Strandbergs are incredibly light as is, so I guess they're just making it lighter. But anyways, he totally disagreed. I was like, no, it's a complete gimmick. It's the chambered bodies are just a gimmick. There's nothing to it. And yeah, I just kind of kept my mouth shut and left. Okay, so this is the next guitar that I have. It's a Fender Telecaster Super Deluxe. But I modified it like crazy. So I've had this guitar for a very, very long time. I think since I was a freshman in high school. Right now it is still being modified. I added some Fishman influences that are not wired yet. I got this custom pickguard. It usually comes with a silver pickguard for the black model. But yeah, oh, and I updated the bridge to a hipshot bridge, hipshot knobs, and a switchcraft switch. Yeah, the switchcraft switch, the Fishman Fluence modern pickups, and the hipshot bridge. I've used this guitar for so many things. I used to be in like my solo math rock project, which I actually still have the tunings I used on the side here. The tunings are really dumb. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, it was math rock. The weirder the tuning, the cooler it was. Not really, but yeah, I don't know. I was young and doing my own thing. That's like shaking the whole table out. That's not too intense. Let me put it here. This guitar I've played with, I played in like a thing at Midwest Clinic in Chicago. It was a performance of my high school band. We played with Bob Minzer. When I actually performed that little show, which the actual performance is on Apple Music and Spotify, if you want to listen to it. There's like a Arlington High School Midwest Clinic or something, and it should come up. I played with Bob Minzer on that, and at the time, I knew Bob Minzer was big in the jazz world, but I didn't know how big. But like, he's played with like Jacko and just other big artists, and I was like, holy shit. Like after I graduated, I was like, that was a solid, that was cool. That was a cool experience. I wish I could have cherished it more when I was there, even though I did cherish that experience a lot, but just knowing like what I know now, if I knew it before, I feel like I would have been able to cherish it a lot more. So yeah. Okay, so next I'm going to be showing off this acoustic guitar. It's very large. It's an Ibanez. The model is EW0ASND1201. If you know anything about Ibanez, you know their model names are very, very, very unique. Unique. This guitar, I put on the groove cue so I don't strum it back then. But this guitar I've also had for a very long time. This guitar also came out in my old YouTube channel that I was talking about earlier, where I play guitar and just make videos. I really like this guitar. I haven't been able to find one online exactly like it, which is the no cuts, and it is completely acoustic with no electric in it. I really like acoustic instruments that don't have electronics in it. I wonder if that's like a purist thought for me to think, or elitist or whatever, but I do. I really enjoy acoustic instruments that don't have any electronics in it. I feel like it makes the sound a bit dull, like compared to this instrument. Maybe I'm just comfortable with it, but Nautilus. They had like a deal, like if you were taking lessons or had someone in lessons, like a parent or whatever, you got a discount on a guitar. And he wanted to start learning how to play acoustic guitar, so he grabbed this one. And to this day, I'm like, Dad, like you had a good taste in guitars, man, because I really like it. It's still my main acoustic, and I use it almost every day. Okay, so now I'm going to transition into Adrian's guitars. I'll show him for a bit. Some of these I don't really know much of the backstory, but I'll try. So this is a Harley Benton Fusion 2 or Fusion guitar with the roasted maple neck and everything. Right now I have these guitars because Adrian wants me to restring them. I think I mentioned that. But yeah, these are like the Super Strat versions. Harley Benton's take on the Super Strat, I think. They have one very similar to Guthrie Govan's Charvel. And I think that's the first one they might have released, which I think that one's the coolest one in my opinion. But actually my friend Steven, or my and Adrian's friend Steven, I think those are the first two guitar players I met growing up, and we all kind of inspired each other growing up. And to this day we still do. But Steven had originally bought this guitar and then eventually sold it to Adrian, or traded him, I can't remember. But yeah. So now Adrian is the owner of this guitar. Yeah, so Harley Benton is a foreign company that makes pretty decent quality guitars for very cheap, or inexpensive, I don't want to say cheap, because this guitar feels good. It has the roasted maple neck, which is like a premium option for American-made guitars. So that's very, very cool. I hear the electronics aren't too well in these guitars. I know Adrian wants to switch them out for something cool, something a little bit better. But yeah, no, these guitars are a solid choice if you're on a budget and want something a little bit more, I guess, different or unique than a regular Stratocaster, because it does have a floating bridge. I think when you pull back on the bridge to come up, it's not as easy to pull up on as like a Charvel or something else with a regular floating modern trem system. But yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the just new standards for guitars right now. Something like this, these modern takes on the original like Strats. So, yeah. Okay, next is this big boy. This is the Ibanez S-Series 8-string guitar, Iron Label. I believe it's an Iron Label. This is Adrian's main guitar right now. They use this for recording in our band Nautilus versus Pangolin. I really like the S-Series guitars, and so does he, because they're really thin. And recently I feel like Ibanez hasn't really been focusing on their S-Series models. Even though I think they're a lot more ergonomic and easier on your back than those heavy RGs. So, I mentioned that brand earlier on the previous guitar, Harley Benton, and they're a foreign company that makes guitars really inexpensive that are somewhat good quality. That's how Ibanez started off, and I think they still, they still make very affordable, good guitars. But they do have their American custom shop and became a huge name in the guitar industry as of recent. And, well, not even recent. I think even like in the 90s and 80s they were still pretty big. But before that they were making like clones of, the Gibson SGs and all those classic American guitar models. They were making cheaper versions of those and eventually started doing their own thing, and I think they became one of the biggest guitar brands for extended range instruments like this one right here. I think they're one of the first, if not the first, brands to start doing guitars, especially like the Meshuggah stuff. I think Korn had 7 strings pretty early on, and other bands I'm sure I can't think of right now, but yeah, Ibanez was definitely at the forefront of extended range instruments, especially the 8-string. As you can see on the back, this neck, I mean, it's super light, like, it's super light for an 8-string, but, dude, this neck is, like, as big as my 5-string bass's neck, and it's, a guitar, so, these are wicked instruments. An 8-string isn't really my speed. I like 7 strings for extended range. Probably my favorite is a 7-string, but, man, if you can play an 8-string and do it well, more power to you, man. These are awesome. Okay, and now we arrive at the final guitar, which is also Adrian's 6-string Ibanez S series. There's like a bird chirping outside. I'm sorry if you can hear that. This one's actually missing a knob. I just realized that. I'll have to text Adrian and see if he knows about that. So something cool about this S series is that it used to be mine, and I actually traded Adrian this guitar for an HX Stomp. That's how you know we're all good friends, is because we're just trading guitars for random shit. Anyway, so I got this actually from Sweetwater at the time. I think it was like $600, but I had bought it for a lot cheaper, like almost half price, like $300 or something. And I ended up switching out the pickups for EMGs. I was kind of stupid. I had them in a like Kirk Hammett signature model, the KH101 or something. And since this guitar is an HSH configuration, I only had an HH, so as you can see, it kind of has like a wire running through the middle, through the single coil pickup selection or cavity. And the reason for that is just simply because I just didn't want to buy a single coil, and Adrian found a really good sound with this that we actually used on the MVP EP, or the Nautilus Pangolin EP that we put out. So he decided to keep this configuration the same and work with what was already in it. But yeah, this is a solid guitar too. The Ibanez S series, as you can see, super thin, super light, and yeah, overall just solid guitars, especially for rock and metal. So that's gonna conclude this guitar show and tell. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop a like, comment. Someone said I look like Slash in the last ASMR video I did. They're like, I don't know if Slash started doing ASMR. Funny. No, it was funny. I enjoyed that. But yeah, leave comments and let me know if you want any other ASMR videos. Like I said, I really enjoy doing these, so if it's something you like, I also like this, so I'll continue to do these. So yeah, have a great day, a great night, and sleep well. Hopefully you had fun here. Learned something maybe, but yeah. See ya.